All right. Well, thank you again for taking 2 minutes out of your day to fill out that real quick survey and giving me feedback. Really appreciate your feedback on the new book. It gets me pumped up. Above this video, you should already see probably a pretty enlarged picture of the actual outline as promised. Now, here's the deal. I was really hesitant to even teach this at first. And the reason why is because this 8-step formula, I teach it because it helped us to build our initial 1,000-person list in 7 days. That was the initial case study, and then we went on from there and built a 20,000 person list in about a year, and we weren't even fully maximizing the system to the capabilities that it could be. But this stuff works. It's been worth thousands to me, and I was hesitant to get it out there, but my intention for you this year is to help build your list, help expand your network, and help you make a whole ton more money. And so I thought, what the heck, let's just give it away and show you exactly what to do and keep it simple for you. So thanks for filling this out. I'm just gonna walk through real quickly. I've only got a couple minutes today to walk through the results of the survey, but we had some really interesting feedback that I want to share with you. Now, first off, the first question was, when was the last time you bought an ebook on Amazon for less than $9.99? And the interesting thing here is that 52% of you, let me get my pen out here, 52% had never purchased a $9 book on Amazon. The other 40, whatever it is, 8% had purchased one in the last year. The last month, 14%, and 4% this last week. So I predict that this number is going to be going up as time goes on, and we'll continue to see digital products increasing. So watch this in 2013 when we do this survey again. We'll see where this number is at. For now, let me back up because I want to go through this here really quickly. Whoops. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, mister? Here you are. All right, number 2. What would help you the most right now? Nearly 2/3, so 64%, wanted a 30 to 90 day plan. So you want help implementing a short-term strategy to generate an extra boost of fast cash. And this is a really good thing because that's exactly how the 8-step system was designed, is to help give you a surge of income and get paid in advance to launch new products and services or opportunities if you're in network marketing or whatever you're doing, to use it to get exposure on your business. So glad to hear we're on the money with that. Question number 3, this one was interesting and really caught me off guard. And the question is, what type of training are you most interested in getting your hands on to help take your business to the next level? You could pick up to 3. And pretty much the overwhelming majority, 75.8%, whoops, scroll that back down here, 75.8% are interested in list building, followed by a not so close second place of traffic generation, followed by a third place of local internet marketing, and in fourth place, how to make money hosting webinars. So these 3 were all pretty close. And the majority was list building. So that was really surprising, because in the next question, I asked you what was your favorite title, and me and my, I guess you would call this ignorance, picked all webinar names. And I say ignorance because I should have known better than to have all in the same category. I should have chose different topics to give you a pick. But 42% majority chose 8-Step Webinar Launchpad. I thought that was a pretty cool name too. This last part, we're almost done here. Question 5. Was really probably the most interesting question. And the question was, what's your biggest fear or frustration with hosting your own money-making webinars? So if you know that making money webinars, and you know that there's people out there making literally thousands of dollars an hour doing this, why aren't you doing this? So there was 3 main areas. Okay, 3 main areas. Let me get my mouse back out here that I got. And the number 1 response, I tallied these up on a piece of paper. Number 1 response that I got was technical. Okay, what are the technical things involved? How do I set up the system, the emails, the webinar technology, and get all that stuff to work? So thankfully, this is a pretty easy solution. And at some point, I'll be putting together some tutorial training videos and walking you through exactly how to do that. I don't have time to build that training right now today. However, the technical part's pretty easy, and there's systems out there like GoToWebinar that make it really easy to host webinars and set it up, and they've got a free 30-day trial. So it's really, the technical part can be learned. It's pretty easy. Second biggest question, I guess frustration or fear that you told me that you had, was the presentation. So I'm just going to say present. Okay, how do I set up a presentation? And I believe the fear here is, how do I create a presentation that's interestingly enough to keep people entertained to the end and still sell and make money? So I think there's a little bit more to that. And thankfully, we've actually got a couple cheat sheets for these as well. So if you're worried about what do I say and why would anyone come and show up and listen to me talk, so if you have any fears about that, or how do you make a presentation that sells, over the past probably 3.5 years, after studying hundreds of webinars, literally, we've refined this down to a 25-step, basically plug-and-play outline that we use for all of our presentations internally. So I'm going to put together this cheat sheet, and I'll probably give you a way to get your hands on that in the near future. But the other formula that we used is a soft sell. Okay, soft sell formula, and this is for if you're in any kind of the service-based business or the heart-centered business, or you do any kind of coaching and you want to sell, but you want to sell without sounding salesy. So if you have a fear of coming off like a used car salesman, or being a slimy salesperson that's trying to trick people out of their money, there's probably some things in your thinking, some patterns in your brain that have connected that. But there's actually a different presentation format that we use for those types of markets, and we'll be talking about that later. But before we do, since we have a very limited time for this video, the third thing that you asked me and told me that was your biggest fear or frustration for hosting webinars was traffic, for hosting money-making webinars. So the fear of, well, if I do all this work in advance, what happens if no one shows up to hear my presentation? Okay, there's actually some really easy fixes to that, and inside the book that I'm writing, that was the inspiration for this, I actually outline a couple of really simple social media strategies that don't cost you any money, that you can go out and actually harvest leads right from social media right into your list and make sales that day. So I'm going to have that in the book, and I'll talk to you about how you can actually pre-order a copy of that book here in just a second, as soon as we get through this part of it. A couple last quick questions though. This one was pretty cool, and I really appreciate your feedback here. Obviously, this isn't a huge segment of my audience, but those of you that did take the time out of your day to fill out a survey, I appreciate that. Overwhelming majority, 52.9% of you were extremely likely to recommend my training to a friend or colleague. 4% were neutral. We had none in the first half, 2 7s, 5 8s. 5 9s, and the majority were extremely likely to recommend. So that makes me happy. That tells me that I'm doing my job, and really at the end of the day, that makes me really happy, because when I pray for you and I pray for my clients, what I talk to God about is transformation. Okay, that is transformation. Hope I spelled this right here. Okay, that is the thing that lights me up. That's the way that God wired me, is to inspire me to help other people, cause transformation in your lives. So my intention with this information is to create real short little systems and microwavable content that you can take and apply in your life immediately to make more money, live a more fulfilled life, and generally have more fun. So glad you're getting value. If you're seeing value in my content, that tells me that if you're willing to share it with someone, it tells me that it's probably helping you. So that's great. And lastly here, let me get out of this. This last question was just our email, so we won't go through all those. So here's the deal. I obviously have not written this book yet. This is in creation, but if you'd like to learn the traffic strategies and kind of get the full scoop behind the actual 8 steps, you can actually pre-order a copy of this below. I've listed it at $7. Here's the deal though. Okay, when I originally planned out this product, originally this was going to be a $1,000 5-week group coaching class that was going to include a full membership site, full out launch videos, and the whole bit to really make a splash in the industry. I don't have time for that right now, though. I just don't have time. The social traffic suite, our social media software business has been exploding, and between the JV promotions we're doing for that and all the exciting stuff we've got going on in development with the new tools, I don't have time to make a new product, which is why I thought, what the heck, let's throw this in a book, let's make it affordable, let's put it on Amazon, and maybe eventually create a course for it later once we've got some traction. That's the plan, but if you'd like to get the full scoop, you can pre-order a copy of the book below for $7. I've got a PayPal button there. Either way, I really appreciate you taking time to give me some feedback. Looking forward to helping you build your list and make a whole lot more money this year. Hope you stay inspired, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care.